Hello there. What is going on, everyone? We've got a new organized play kit for Star Wars Legion we're going to talk about. This one seems very, very cool. Playing on a 3x3 mat, it's going to have lots of action, a lot of new features, and I think it's going to be one of the most interesting organized play kits that Atomic Mass Game has released. And so I thought it was worthy of making a video, talking about it a little bit. We got a preview of this kit called the Asset coming in June to stores, as well as some of the cards that are going to come with it, a little bit about the rules, not the complete rules, but enough to give you the sort of the idea of what you can expect to play this OP kit. Looks pretty interesting. We're going to talk about it, but first a little admin stuff. We're doing a massive giveaway right now for a Star Wars Shatterpoint core set in the form of a $165 Amazon gift card. If you want to have a chance to enter to win that, you just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. I want to know some of your thoughts on this scenario or other scenarios. What kind of games do you like to play? Do you like changing up your games? Do you like playing the standard game? Do you like doing that death match or more scenario driven stuff? I think it's a great conversation to have. I'd love for you to let me know down in the comments section. So the Asset is an organized play kit. It is coming to stores in June. Your stores can order it now. Typically, Atomic Mass Games organized play kits give you everything you need to be able to, after you play, you get to take the stuff home. Then you can recreate the game at home. You get everything you need to play the game, which is very cool. They also are giving out Din Djarin promo cards to everybody who goes and plays as well. And stores can kind of set these up however they want, whether it's going to be like a tournament or just a single game event or however it is. And so we've done a couple of these in the past. They've been putting these out for all of the different games, and they're typically a fun batch. These are particularly interesting too because it plays on a 3x3, so it's going to play a little bit smaller, and you're going to have a lot more action. This is a lot more shooty McShooty and stabby McStabby in this kind of game. What I mean by that, I think it's going to be very action-oriented, and at least based on what they've shown us so far. We'll have to wait for the full rules once this finally does get spoiled. But we do have some of the cards previewed, the promo cards. We have some we've got our objective tokens down here. I'm not sure if this is a misprint or not, because it looks like these are all the 4-pip tokens, and we've got 4-pip on the front, but I think the other 3 cards are 1, 2, and 3, so I'm not sure, if this is, if this graphic is just slightly incorrect or not. I guess we'll have to wait for the full rules. Let's have another type of token over here. Not sure exactly what those are going to do in the scenario, but they're going to have a little something to do with it. Speaking of tokens, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Luxury Playstyle. Amazing full metal tokens compatible with games like Star Wars Legion, X-Wing, Magic the Gathering, and more. Check them out over at luxuryplaystyle.com. These are full metal double-sided tokens. Folks, you've heard me talk about them. If you want to see them for yourself, if you're going to be at Origins, coming up later in June, they are going to have a booth there. It's going to be booth number 1547 at Origins. So you can stop by and check out Luxury Playstyle in person. And you can also use code Crabbok VIP either online at their website or you can use it at the booth if you decide you want to make a purchase. Great way to go check them out and see for yourself how beautiful these tokens are. I know I see photos all the time. People send me emails that they've checked out these tokens and they've absolutely loved them. So if you want to check them out, you can head over to luxuryplaystyle.com. Check out these awesome tokens and use code Crabbok VIP. Save 15%. All right, so there's some very interesting things about this particular scenario. You're going to be on a 3x3. You're going to have a defender and attacker, and there's a points difference between them. So it's sort of a pitched battle. You see, if you're the defender, you're going to have a smaller force. The idea is maybe you've broken into a facility to get some high intel classified stuff or whatever. Maybe you lost some people along the way, and the attacker is the attacker is going in, has the smaller, and the defender has basically one player has 600 points, one player has 800 points. The interesting thing is if you've got the deficit, you're kind of you start out kind of in the center of the board here, and then the other players on the corners, which is also very interesting. There's going to be a couple of different tokens. 4 different tokens specifically throughout the board, and you're going to be able to get to those, put a unit leader in base contact with it, and get some really cool stuff. We're going to talk about that a little bit more here in just a second. Now, this scenario is really interesting. Now, not only is it 600 versus 800, The defender's army is who's trying to defend this asset. They've broken into the station and they're defending. Right, they only have 600 points. Their list building is totally different. So they don't have to have any core at all. They actually can't have any core. They're only running commanders, operatives, and special forces. They can have 0 to 6 commanders and operatives and 0 to 2 special forces, but they can't have more than 6 units. So, you know, like this is your opportunity to run like an all-star heroes, like an impossible team, which I think is really, really cool. But the 600 point limit is like, so you can't just you can't go like Vader and Palpatine and all, you know, in this super Sith all-stars. You know, even though super Sith all-stars sounds like a really cool list that I'd love to do. You're gonna have a hard time trying to do that here with 600 points as your cap. Very cool stuff. Gives you tremendous opportunities that you wouldn't have had before. So I love that. And now the attacker is going to be 800 points, but they have 0 to 1 commander. Well, so I guess you don't have to have a commander if it's 0 to 1. 4 to 7 core, 0. So you got to have at least 4 core. 0 to 2 support and 0 to 1 heavy. So no operatives and no special forces if you're the attacker. So you're more of a standard army. This kind of feels a little bit like Endor and Han kind of going in to set the charges and then kind of blow up the shield generator, kind of something like that, except he's trying to hold. He then becomes the defender because he's trying to defend the station for the waves of Imperial stormtroopers that are now flooding in because it turns out it was a trap, you know, something kind of like that. But one of the cool things is you have these different objectives, and so you know, you can go to those and you can get some really cool stuff like an ammo stash that's going to give you gunslinger, and also you can have extra command cards. This is a card that will allow you to draw those. And look, you can see here they're 2 pip, 4 pip, 1 pip, and 3 pip. So you know, I'm thinking it's probably going to be one of those deals where you have them flipped over, and then when you get to one you flip, it's like, oh, okay, like you randomize it before the game, like, oh, this one turns out to be, well, open up this container, oh, it's an ammo stash. Oh, this one's a heavy repeating blaster that has like a 3-die suppressive impact 1 attack, and then you can potentially make up to 3 attacks with it, but you have to roll a die, and like it can overheat. So, you know, it's like a press your luck game. I mean, you're rolling a red die, and if you roll a block, it's gonna run out of power. After my last Legion game, I feel like, well, I would have very good luck with this because my red dice have been doing very, very poorly lately. The other one gives you a med kit, so lets you heal, and the other one's a shield generator that gives you low profile, which is pretty cool. So some are a little bit more defensive, some are a little bit more offensive, and I like that you're getting kind of random bonus effects in a game of Legion. So I thought that's pretty cool. Also, if you play this scenario, you're going to get a Din Djarin alternate art. So that one does look pretty cool. It's nice full art. They love to do these. I like the mercenary symbol up there too. It's like the full circular credit symbol. But I mean, there's always great art in these games, and so that's always pretty exciting. So the asset is coming in June, or at least it says it'll be able to be ordered in June, so might not actually start hitting your local stores until like late June or early July possibly, but it's something to keep on the lookout for, and also to let your stores know if you're interested in playing the asset that maybe they should go ahead and put an order in for it. There's definitely more to this, because as you can see here, we've got kind of the opening card, and then the setup card, but there's 3 more cards of rules. There's other things that are going to happen. Those will probably explain things like what these other tokens do over here, what this particular range tool is for, and all of that. You know, I'm not exactly certain. So I don't know if is it for the corner of the board? Is it that little thing? It's also interesting that you're going to be having an 800 point army and then a 600 point army on a 3x3. So that means it's going to be more concentrated. It's going to be a very dense, and that's all why I said it was kind of more shooty, stabby, or shooty, mix shooty, and stabby, mix stabby, right? Because when you've got almost the same force that would have fit on a 6x6, or a 6x3, and now it's in a 3x3, and then of course you have one player starting in the center. It's that's I just feel like that could be a little hard to play though, because then somebody's got to really like if I'm on this side of the table, my opponent's on the other side of the table, then they've got to reach all the way over to put stuff. I don't know if you have to put things in all the four corners. Again, we'll have to read more of these when it fully comes out. Because if it's kind of like where I've got to put stuff in every corner, that could be difficult to play on. I don't like having to reach all the way across the table for any more than I absolutely have to. So, that's part of my takeaway. But I think it looks interesting. I love the idea of being able to run like 6 commanders and and operatives and stuff, and being able to run as many as you want. Like it sounds like it could be maybe possibly broken in some regards too, because I'm thinking to myself, okay, well maybe who would be like the most broken person to get Gunslinger? Like what about Palpatine? Right? Like what if I got Ammo Stash and Palpatine gains Gunslinger? And I play as 1 Pip. Does he get does every one of those attacks give him a second attack? Like that seems absolutely crazy. A unit controlled by the defender with this unit leader and base contact with this condition gains Gunslinger. After a unit controlled by the defender makes an attack while its unit is in base contact with it, or roll a red defense die on a surge, remove this condition card from the battlefield. So a much lower chance of that going away, right? That's wild. Gunslinger. Imagine Palpatine playing as one Pip with Gunslinger. That's really cool. Heavy Repleting Blaster would be good with characters that have like Search to Crit and Sharpshooter, so like Leia or something like that might be a good one with that, or Veers and things like that. I don't know. I'm just thinking. And I mean the med kit's always going to be good. A portable shield generator sounds like that could be good too. But the first 2 on the left are the more throw lots of dice kind of cards. So I just think that'd be pretty exciting. Have to go through and go through it with more of a fine-tooth comb and see like all the most broken possible combinations. Although I just feel like bringing Palpatine in this as like Palpatine's going on a strike team. I mean there was a book about that. Where Palpatine and Vader, or was it Lords of the Sith or something like that, where they just kind of went on a mission kind of like this and did their own thing and just said, you know what, we're gonna just go murder everybody. It's pretty cool. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank my patrons, too. You guys are absolutely amazing and help make this channel possible. Thank you for so much. I will talk to you later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. So say we all. And the spice must flow.